Locker room is now open for the next 30 minutes, and please raise your hand if you have a question. We'll bring the mic to you. Coach will make an opening statement followed by a question for the student athletes and then questions for the coach. With that being said, we're joined by head coach Dawn Staley, student athletes Elisa Welch, Asia Dozier, Elena Coates. Coach, an opening statement, please.
I thought we came out ready to play and take on a very good Syracuse basketball team, and I just thought our players had a certain determination to get it done, to take care of business at home, and obviously the outcome was just that, but the entire atmosphere was incredible. College basketball game, and I'm hoping our players cherish this moment, because it was made special not only by their play but the people that came out and supported us in great numbers.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for the student athletes? Middle.
Asia, they packed in the zone, kind of dared you to shoot from outside. I think you probably knew that they were going to do that in the game plan. Did you expect to have the ball in your hands so soon and be able to produce the way you did?
We have definitely prepared for them to sag on us and zone in on our post players, and the coach has been in our ears about knocking down open shots, and that's exactly what they were, just being patient, working the ball, moving their zone, and then being ready to shoot when it got to the low shot clock.
Okay, right here on the left side.
When you consider the opponent, the time of the season, the NCAA tournament, the way you guys really came out on fire, is this your best win this season, in your opinion?
I would say it's our most complete win. We played a really good game, and we said it in the locker room. We're playing some of our best basketball at the best time in the season. Just from the energy we came out with in the first half to the flow of our offense to hitting shots and getting stops. So of course at this point in the season you want to say it's your best win, but most definitely I would say it's one of our most complete games of the season.
Question on the right side.
Elisa, could you talk about playing your last game in Columbia? And also, I noticed, you guys don't cut down nets around here. Can you just talk about what goes into that thinking?
Well, with it being my last game, it was bittersweet at the start of the game. But I didn't want it to be my last game, period, in a South Carolina uniform. So, it's sad knowing I'm not going to be able, to play on this court anymore. But we have a bigger picture with our season. As far as cutting the nets, we never have when it comes to, we've never been at home in the NCAA tournament either. But I think when you look at the Sweet 16 is not where we want our season to be defined from. So it's time to celebrate for getting a good win, but we still have a lot of basketball left in us.
Question in the middle.
We talked about the outside shooting, but Elena, you guys still had 42 points in the paint. Just what was working for you down there, and did you guys come out knowing that they're going to pack it in and you still were able to score?
We just made adjustments in practice because we knew they were going to pack it in. They packed it in on us when we played them earlier in the season, and we just came up with scenarios and made sure that we had options and different types of plays to where we would be able to find the open man, whether it be the outside or the inside. Obviously, with the points in the paint, we did find our inside man a lot, and we were just able to really get great position and be able to finish our shots.
Question in the back.
Lisa, kind of to Gene's question just a minute ago, but I saw you and Elle at midcourt kind of sharing a special moment. What was that about? Was that just reflection?
Definitely. Me and Elle, we came on our visits together. We committed around the same time. We started this journey together. So to be at this point knowing, this is your last game in Colonial, we had a little sentimental moment. But me and Elle have been through a lot together. So to just kind of sit there and just think back to, even just the crowds we had our freshman year to now. We had 10,000 plus fans here, making it probably the hardest gym in the nation to play in. It was a moment of reflection, and I just looked at Elle and I told her thank you. Thank you for starting this journey with me, and thank you for finishing this journey with me. So, it was just our little moment together.
Question up front.
Elena, it seemed like you were a little more aggressive, maybe more than you have been at the first of a game, and they were playing pretty physically on you. Did you have a different mindset going into this one?
I did. I knew that they weren't going to let off on me. I knew I was going to have to be extremely aggressive and make moves towards the basket instead of falling away. Just talking with Coach Staley and some of the other post players, they just kind of gave me pointers on everything. And I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to come out here and play soft. I was going to have to come out here and be more aggressive than I have been.
Question up front.
Lisa, that determination that Coach Staley was talking about at the beginning, it seems like all throughout the year there have been more big moments than not where you guys have had that determination. Where does it come from, and is it hard to kind of tap into it game after game after game, because they're only going to keep getting bigger after this?
You know, I don't think it's hard, especially at this point in the season, because you have so much riding on every single game. We know we have to come up with a lot of energy, and we know we have to, you know, outwork every opponent that's in front of us. And, you know, that's just something you have to have that mindset, because, you know, if you don't do that, you face a really big risk of your season being over. So, you know, at this point in the season, it's not hard to find it, and it's not hard to maintain it. It's just a matter of, you know, knowing what rides on every game, every time you step onto the court. So everybody, you know, 1 through 14 came out with energy. Even our bench had a lot of energy. So I think that really pushed us through the entire game.
Question in the middle.
Do y'all have a preference for the next round? Would you want to face North Carolina and get that rematch scenario?
Oh, okay. No preference. You know, we always say, you know, whoever we face, you know, it's an opponent in our way of our main goal. So, you know, we just take it. Whoever comes to us, you know, that's who we got to prep for the next round.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thank you, ladies.
Thanks, guys.
Questions for Coach Staley on the right.
Dawn, it was pretty obvious that you looked like you wanted to loosen up their zone with outside shooting. But then how comforting is it to know you have the kind of post game that you have?
Well, I think we're a really balanced basketball team. I think, you know, a lot of, you know, what we've been trying to accomplish all season long was to pound the ball inside so we can have clean looks like we can have on the perimeter. But it is comforting to know that, you know, our perimeter players do, you know, get in the gym and work extra. You know, so if they're, you know, put in a situation where they got to score for us, you know, 9 times out of 10 they get the job done for us.
Question in the middle.
I think you had close to 6 players in double figures. How nice is it to have that bench? I know we've talked about it all season, but how nice is it to have that bench to pull to, and especially in like a tournament game?
Well, I think our bench has been extremely important for us all season long. That depth that we create because of our bench is probably the reason why we're able to separate ourselves from, you know, other really good basketball teams. And, you know, obviously they keep coming through for us. And hopefully, you know, they can keep coming through with the teams that we'll have to face in the future.
Question in the middle.
Dawn, did you sense or maybe encourage a little bit extra aggression or energy tonight? Syracuse, you know, seemed to play real physical, but you guys didn't back down.
No, I knew, you know, we knew coming into the game, you know, what to expect. And, you know, for our players, you know, I think it's, you know, it's great to, you know, play an opponent that you didn't, you know, have a lopsided win, because it creates more focus for the players. And I thought they were really ready. I mean, I knew just the day in between the first round and the second round, they were really focused. And then for shoot around, they were loose, but they were focused, and they were ready to, you know, do what we've done, you know, for most of the season, which is take care of home. And, you know, the crowd added an extra incentive to get it done.
Question in the back.
You talked about yesterday about Tiffany kind of bouncing back, but she had a well-rounded game today, 14 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. You know, did you expect that out of her today?
I knew Tiffany Mitchell was going to respond. You know, usually after a subpar performance, you know, she goes into deep thought to figure out how she can make an impact on the game, and she did not. You know, she did what she was supposed to do today, which was bounce back. You know, ignite our offense in some instances. Make people forget about her in our offense and pass off some. So I thought it was, you know, as well-rounded as Tiff's played all season long.
Question on the left side.
For the first time since you've been here, how rewarding was it to play the first 2 rounds here in Columbia and build that positive momentum going into the Sweet 16?
I mean, it was really refreshing, to be able to, sleep in our own beds and keep our same routine. It's extremely helpful, and to have the type of crowd that we have, creating a home court advantage and an experience for our student athletes that they're going to talk about this for years. The first and second rounds being here, and leading us to a Sweet 16. I don't know if it wasn't an easy game, but I think we played extra with extra benefit because we had over 10,000 people here cheering us on. That gym got pretty loud, at a lot of times during the game, and I'm just happy we gave them something to cheer for.
Question in the middle.
Dawn, this next step, the 16's been one you haven't been able to cross yet. Have you started thinking about that yet, or has it been something that's kind of driven you throughout this whole season?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit after the game. It's the same place we've been for a couple of years now, and in order for us to get over that hump, it's going to take us playing inspired basketball, and it's going to take some focusing on our opponents, and it's going to take for us to execute game plans because the stakes, they are higher. Teams are getting a lot better, and obviously everybody wants to survive and advance.
Question on the right side.
Dawn, how important is it going to be to have a decent following going up to Greensboro fan-wise?
Well, I think our fans, wanted us to in the Greensboro region. I think some of them have already bought tickets. I'm quite sure ticket sales were going to get a little bump, knowing that we are, going to the Greensboro region, in this week. So I think it's really important. Our players have grown accustomed to playing in large crowds and hearing our fans cheer us on. So hopefully, our fans won't disappoint and come up to Greensboro in numbers like they were here.
Question up front.
Let's talk about Tiffany's defensive play. I know she's great on offense, but watch her tonight. She was really exerting energy on the defense too.
Tiffany has done that, from a defensive standpoint all season long, and I think, I think she, for what she does for our team, you kind of overlook, the job that she's done, game in and game out on, our opponent's best offensive perimeter player, and for her to run around with Brianna Butler, all night long and still, score points and assist for us. I think it's, she played as a complete game that she's played for us all season long.
Question in the back.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this, but you talked about obviously the atmosphere and stuff, but to go 2 straight years undefeated home, and to use your verbiage to continue to check those things off the list, how special is that?
I mean, it's truly special. I think in any national championship team, they take care of home, and then they steal games on the road for us and the crowd. Every national champion that you see has a home court advantage, and that's what our fans have done for us. And they put us in a position where we've taken care of the first and second round, and we're going off to the Sweet 16. And if they create that environment, I think they can help us continue to advance in the tournament.
Question on the right side.
You talked about the perimeter play, but Asia Dozier came in averaging 4 points a game, knocks down 3 early threes. Just how important was her play to kind of set the tone for the whole team?
Asia Dozier set the tone for us. I think she was just patient. I think she's one that always sticks to the game plan, and obviously she got hot. She hit a big 3 when we played Syracuse in the Bahamas. So I think she was kind of feeling that moment, and once she got going, she probably could have gotten a couple of more threes up. But again, she's just patient, and when you're patient, you can be as efficient as she was tonight.
Question in the middle.
We all saw it from the players, them jumping around and high-fiving, and then, just the overall emotion. What was it like seeing it, watching them celebrate like that after, punching their ticket to the Sweet 16?
Well, for us, I think, you have to enjoy the journey. I think we're going to enjoy the moment. This program has only been to the Sweet 16. It's the 4th time. I think the 4th time. So, you know, yes, it's like, you know, for us putting on an old shoe, but you have to enjoy the journey every step of the way, because, you know, you never know when you're going to get back here. And, you know, for us, we want to continue to get back here, but continue to, you know, understand, you know, count our blessings, because it is a blessing to be able to advance.
Question in the back.
This is my last question, but following up on that one, the Gamecock Club giving student tickets, how big did that play into the atmosphere in here?
You know, I think, you know, what this university, you know, from top to bottom has done is supported, you know, our program, you know, in an incredible fashion, you know, for the Gamecock Club to provide, I think, 500 students with tickets. It just, you know, it goes along the lines of saying, you know, it's the people that make this place truly special. And, you know, obviously we want everybody to feel a part of, you know, the success of our team, and, you know, for the Gamecock Club to do that, you know, it was an incredible gesture. And for the students to actually come out and use the tickets, you know, it's a plus.
Any last questions for Coach Staley? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.